Sisters and others of all colors, welcome back to another YouTube video. This time, we are talking about the first part, the first real part in the Law of Attraction and Information Theory series. This is just the basics, and it's also just going to help connect us back to the Law of Attraction towards the end. Alright, so let's stop without further ado. Let's get into it. Information theory, what is it? Alright, well, a theory is trying to explain a thing, right? That's what a theory is. So, first of all, in order to explain the thing, we have to find out what the thing is. So, information. What is information? Information is actually pretty simple. Information is an abstract container, okay? It's like a box, but the box isn't like a real box, right? Well, I mean, it is like a real box, but insofar as that is useful to me, but I digress, okay? Information, all right? Information is like, well, exactly as I said, it's a box, and we oftentimes we put a label on that box to identify what is inside of it, right? So like, take this white spoon, right? This white spoon is 3 pieces of information placed into one box and presented right in front of you, right? It's this, this thing, right? I was saying that weird, kind of sounded like a fucking creepypasta game or an ARG, some kind. But this spoon, or this, as in like the object that I'm referring to, white, as in the color, and spoon, right? Seems simple, but shit gets weird really fucking fast, okay? So, instead of demonstrating that to you right now, because I don't have an example right off the top of my head and it feels weird, um, let's see. Yeah, so information, as I demonstrated, can point to or can connect information. You can put that information inside of a series of smaller and smaller boxes. You can connect information to create new information. The way you play with the idea of information as like a thing that that describes another thing, or a thing that identifies or points to another thing, is really up to you. Um, and there actually is like a real, I think there is like a real world basis in how people identify and organize information, but we can get into that some other time. Um, let's see. So yeah, when connecting information, you create a new piece of information, right? It's like A plus B plus C is ABC. It's not, well, it is A plus B plus C, but it's its own unique thing, ABC, okay? Now, as you start to look at a lot of different things like this, um, like for example, time, right? Time is a thing, and you can point to time, and then you point at me, I point at me, then, let's see, I can identify myself at a point in time, right? Oh, yeah, I can identify myself in time, all right? And this is too vague, right? You can't do anything with that. But if I say time when I was born and me, March 25th, 1999, baby, right? Oh, I mean, of course, that's the exact time, but, or the exact date. It's like 4:54 or something. Of course, like I don't remember it, but you know, I was like a fucking toddler or whatever. But like that's something that's a way of sort of identifying. That's a way you can use information, right, and organize it from like a conscious perspective. So everything has information to some degree, right? So the words that I say don't, like, the words that I say are just like at least the way your brain interprets it as information. But the language is kind of like the embodiment of like information and consciousness, right? So like this fucking well, you know, don't want the fucking feds to show up. I don't want to get narked. This T right here, okay? This T, the physical box of the T, that's a thing, right? And that physical box is information. However, when I identified the box, it's a different piece of information because when you connect two pieces of information, you get a new one. So when I identify the box, then it changes. And this is important. This is very important because basically anything that you see is corrupted, or not really corrupted. That's like, it's manipulated by the mind, right? It's manipulated by the observer. And things are, and information can exist like much more implicitly. So it's important to be consciously aware of information because like if you become consciously aware of information, then you start to catch on to some weird shit, right? But those that weird shit is what I'm going to describe to you in the near future. But first, let's go back to the law of attraction. Okay, the law of attraction. Um, so basically, with the law of attraction, we need to bring a set of hold on. Yeah, so like the whole reason why I think this is important for the law of attraction, okay, is because like I feel like I'm gonna get into spoilers because like the law of attraction works. It has to work through the mind, right? Because that's where you are. You're in the mind. So because the law of attraction has to work through the mind, and the mind uses information, obviously, by understanding and manipulating the way that we process that information, we can start to develop an understanding of how the law of attraction is really working. All right. So next time, uh, we're gonna talk a little bit about like the some more tangible things. Okay, or not really tangible, but like actionable things in regards to information. We're gonna be talking about reduction. Okay, so yeah, peace, motherfuckers.